Let's go. Thank you so much for joining me. As ever, I am technically inept, so thank you ever so much for bearing with me whilst I sort that out. For those of you that don't know who I'm joined by today, I've got the fabulous Kaffe and Brandon with me of the Kaffe Fassett Collective. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking us.
Well, I had a little email come through saying that your vintage collection was on its way. And it's due to drop on Friday, which will be today when we air this. And I suddenly realized I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I really need to know, what was the history behind it? What was the concept? Tell me everything.
Well, when they asked for a vintage collection, Liza and I went through the collections and we picked out kind of our favorite things and things that were quite popular at the time that we did them, but not that popular. You know, I mean, they could have, we thought they could have had some more mileage. And so we were delighted to be able to bring them back and have people play with them. I'm dying to see what the fans out there get on with and what sort of things they come up with making. So
the hardest thing was we're only allowed to bring back a certain amount, and you know, so many that we would love to see given life again. And unfortunately, again, this is one of these things. It's a one and done. So people have to buy it now and put it in their session, use it, and don't just take a fat quarter, because once you use it, you'll realize, oh my gosh, it'll make a fabulous border or backing. Or
you are one of the very few designers that has a classic collection that is available ongoing. But like you say, this one will be like other designers where it comes in, it's printed, and then it's gone. And if you want it, and this is it, we see on the websites all the time, has anybody seen this? I've nearly finished this quilt and I just need a fat quarter more or a half meter more or a yard or whatever it is, and they didn't get it at the time.
Because of that, I picked one of my favorites from that period, and also many other people's favorites, and that is this one called is it called Beads?
Beads.
Yeah,
Beads. I think it was
yeah. And what what I was inspired by, what made me do this fabric, was I saw an ad, huge billboards all over London, of a scene by the seaside, and it was all made with candies. It was like a little mosaic made with candies, and so you can see I used, first of all, very candy-like colors, but then we got into some very rich coloring. Look at that.
Yeah.
And so I found this, a lot of people use this as a stripe and play with it.
Do you have a shirt out of it yet?
A what?
A shirt. Have you got a shirt out of it yet? Because I can see you.
Like you, Tash. Our box just arrived this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we and we would love to be able to use it in sampling for books, but we can't.
Yeah.
Because we'll do something,
because it's one and done.
It's one and done. We'll do something for the Free Spirit website where they do those web mock-ups. And those will be free downloads on their website. But we, you know, it's so we got our hands tied behind our backs. And that's the things with this one.
Now, another one that was really adored by the public was it? What's this called?
I can't wait to see this one in the flesh.
Is that the chrysanthemum?
What's it? Oh, it's called.
Geranium?
I've got the wrong glasses on. What?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Grandiose.
Yes. Sorry. Whew, my memory. I was having a senior moment there. But you can see this gorgeous, big, abstract, leafy thing of Jacobs.
I love these colorways when you do these, because it looks like nighttime and it just looks like a garden lit by moonlight. And I absolutely adore it when you do these ones.
I could see people making this into trees in a landscape, or you know, it's just very organic and gorgeous. And And then, of course, another one that's more geometric and really fun to use is Brandon's. Is this called tents?
We should remember beaded triangle, I think.
Beaded
Oh,
tent.
beaded triangle.
No, beaded tent, sorry.
Beaded tents.
The inspiration for us came from, we'd visited South Africa,
Yeah.
where they do the most phenomenal beadwork.
Mm.
And then also I've been to Glastonbury, because I'm a big Glastonbury music festival guy, and the tents there and the way they were lined up. So that also inspired me to work within the triangle shapes.
Is that a past print as well then, Brandon? Because I've never seen that one. It's fabulous.
This was before you were born.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
when we
come on.
this is when we were the Westminster Fibers.
Yeah.
So this is one of my very early designs, like back in early 2000.
Oh, fab.
Yeah.
And all of these come in lots of different colorways, but we're just giving you a little brief insight.
Well, that's
Now,
just it. It's funny when you say that. You know, they're ones that you thought could have done better. It just reminded me of a conversation I had with Philip Jacobs when he said to me, "I have my Christmas with Kaffe every year, and I bring him all of my designs." He said, and sometimes they have to go in front of him for a couple of years running before he picks them.
That's right.
And it just made me think, it's like, yeah, you can bring them back until it hits the right time for that fabric.
Yeah. And he's always amazed when suddenly I'll say, I think we'll have that one that I've been passing by.
Look at these.
This is another one that was really, really popular. It's called Flower Lattice. And of course, it has all these different flowers on it. But you can see all this leafy sashing around each flower.
I mean, that just is a quilt in itself. You don't need to do anything with it, do you? It's just stunning.
Yeah, this could be a whole cloth quilt.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
This one has been one of my particular all-time favorites. I think there's so many elements in this design that you can take the lattice, you can fussy cut the big flowers as a block. It's so versatile. And this is something that people should buy a bold bit and just hold it back, because it can be used in so many ways. And also, Kaffe's colors on these are just knockout.
They are, and actually there is more of a vintage feel with some of them. And with the last collection, the first fabric that sold out of all of them, the fastest, was the Lake Blossoms in the vintage colorway. And I'm very much reminded of that sort of colorway with this collection coming up. I'm very excited to see it. Kaffe, just remind everybody, these are all gouache painted, aren't they? All of these designs.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I'll just show you one of our...
The beads just look like a photograph.
This is what everything in the house, every surface that doesn't absorb gets covered with blobs, because we're always painting with different colors. Of the gouache. Yeah, and what I love about gouache is that it's opaque, so that when it's watercolor, but you paint it on, and then you get a very definite mark that can be reproduced as a print.
So when you do it, because you're restricted to 16 colors, aren't you? For the screen,
Yeah,
the number of screens.
Sometimes up to 18, sometimes on a rare occasion. That's Philip Jacobs. It's more that kind of extravagant. I try to keep mine down to 12 to 15 colors.
And so does that mean that it's only those colors, or can you blend and mix the two, sort of two colors together? It has to be that straight one color?
Well, sometimes if you put little bits of color close together, like the wonderful pointillist painters in France, you get this thing. And the fabric that I'm going to show you now very much plays with that. This is looking at old lichens. One of the things I loved about this country were the lichens on stones. And so I took the idea of doing a very organic licheny surface, and this comes in lots of different colorways, but I love this really rich, deep one.
That is,
and
look at that.
This colorway and this design reminds me very much of the collection we did with Coach.
Yes, you did. The clothing brand. I've got my coat from there.
Yes, and I would love to see people doing apparel with this. And also this design being used on chair seats or the back of chairs and so forth, because it just calls to be used in larger lengths. It
would be a great man's shirt.
Really beautiful.
So those are just a few close-ups of the patterns that we're doing, and I hope that this collection is playful for people and they can really, get their imaginations going.
Do you have a favorite out of it?
Not really. I love them all for different reasons. I was very glad to see the rows of the beaded rows, come back, because that's something that people use so brilliantly in our workshops. But I love them all. Really, I don't.
Back of the beaded curtain, that was a really popular one that we had in one of the latest collections that have just come out. The beaded curtain was so popular, so it was lovely to see more beads coming through.
Each of the designs that we chose, they're all very versatile in their own right. So they all are very strong, and also the colorways. So the original colorways, I don't think we recolored. A couple of them we've recolored, but they're mainly original colorways from when we originated the design, back when they were given birth. Yeah, and so there's 5 designs. No, there's 3 colorways on each design, I think. That that will hold the collection together.
And the really beautiful thing is that those colorways we see repeated. So if you have a stash, I mean, I'm not saying that I have a massive cave stash, but people that know me know I do. It sits in with your previous fabric, so it's really safe to use and work with other ones. So when you want to use blooms from a certain previous collection, say you're going to fussy cut those gorgeous big blooms and put them into a quilt, one of those in your books with the stripes behind and the big blooms.
Yes.
I could see that lattice working so beautifully for that. And already it's got me thinking, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the other with it. And that for me is such an exciting collection. Whenever I see something like that and already I'm designing what I'm going to do with it, it's super exciting. And there's absolutely glorious mix.
The flower lattice on a bag, or that lichen fabric for a bag, it would be amazing. It would just be timeless classic. I purposely pulled out the blue colorways of all the different fabrics, because blues are a hot color at the moment. It used to be green, now it's blue. I don't know why everybody's in a blue mood.
Well, you suit both. You've got blue and green on as well today, so you're all.
Think about that quick. I'll go and change. It's so. But as I say, there's, as you saw, Keith showed at the beginning, that very pastel beaded stripe, and so there's a little bit of something in there for everybody. So when are you going to be showing these on your program?
These are going to go out on Friday, so everyone's going to get a sneaky peek on Friday. We'll put your video out on Friday. Everybody can start to buy on Friday as well, and I will do a Facebook Live and show everybody the fabrics the minute that they arrive. We'll do an unboxing, and they can see them as I do as well, which is just so much fun. And the beautiful thing about your designs, of course, they hark back to nature, so they're always relevant, because there isn't a year where we go, oh no, nature's not in fashion this year. No, forget it. It's not a thing. Nature is always in fashion. It's always beautiful, and it's lovely to have around the home. It's very grounding. It's very earthy. It's beautiful. So we've got those dark blues and the greens. We've got all these gorgeous colors. And for me, designing, I know that I'm going to have the pastels for my palette. I love those. And then the darker, richer tones with a more masculine feel. And you don't get that with every designer.
Kind of spring-like greens that are coming in.
There's also a range of reds, beautiful hot reds that will be great for. Everybody needs a bit of red in their life.
They do. It's fiery, it's passionate, it's warm. It's just fabulous to have. So I am very, very excited to see these.
It's And I was raised in San Francisco, where there was a fabulous Chinatown, and these wonderful red silks that the Chinese would bring out to celebrate, you know. Oh God, just marvelous, these brocades and things. So all of that got into my consciousness. And when I sit down to paint my red colorways, I always think of those wonderful Oriental reds.
And is that how it happens? Because I never quite know how you put the color together. I mean, I know that Philip regards you as the best colorist in the world presently, and many of us do. So is it memories of glimpses of colors together that you think, oh, that's going to work?
I think so. There's a lot of nostalgia and memory, but there's also, I'm each year I'm trying to give another paint box to my lovely creative fans out there, you know, who are making things. And I know that some people like the pastels. You and I love those pastels.
Yeah.
And some people like soft grays and very, very quiet watercolor, English watercolor kind of palette. And other people, you know, want that passionate, hot, exciting, you know, celebratory reds and blues and so forth. So, you know, all of it's there. I try to give everybody something. And then the darks, you know, those wonderful, dark, mysterious colorways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a dark mystery. And
they're going in my new city room, because that's all dark blues and reds, and it's very, very rich. So I'm very excited for these, because it's the first time I'm going to be decorating for that colorway. So I'm super excited to see these. Guys, thank you so much. I'm so aware that I dropped in on you very, very last minute, right before Christmas, going, come and show me your fabrics. Tell me about your fabrics. From all of us at the Technique.
If they're wondering, this is on the wall is a vintage quilt that I bought on my travels. So I brought that back to the Houston Quilt Market.
Oh,
and that
just
got that beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so simple, you know, these big, wonderful explosions of you know, diamonds made into stars.
Do we know how old it is? Is it?
I don't.
It'll be early 1900s.
Could be.
Do you know the beautiful thing about it is that with the colorways that you bring us, we can create things like that in pattern. It's going to be fabulous. Just fabulous. Oh, thank you so much. We're wishing you all.
I'm really excited for you, Tash. I've missed. When do people tune in on Friday?
So we will put this up about 10 o'clock Friday morning.
Right.
And everyone can see it then. So we will let you know. We'll send you a link so that everyone you can share it around and everyone can see it. But let's say goodbye to everybody, so that they know. And a very, very happy Christmas to you all. And I look forward to what you bring us in the new year. Just brilliant. Keep doing what you're doing, because you do it so brilliantly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there's actually something coming out that you're really going to enjoy. There's a small projects book coming out using the classics. And our fabulous Dorothy has been really behind the scenes and instigator in making all the details in that book correct.
Beautiful.
So we're merging two books that we've done in the past, updating the projects in
curtains and cable runners, and small projects.
Yeah, and it's going to be a real. So this is a little hot gossip thing for you that'll be coming out in the spring. So it'll be a nice little biggie for you. So we'll have another chat about that when it's ready.
And mostly classics.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Guys, thank you so much. Have a fabulous Christmas and New Year. Lots of love to you.
Bye. Bye, darling.
Bye-bye.